When a hospital appears to be more afflicted than its patients, then there is definitely a problem. One such hospital is in Yumbe district in West Nile. The sight of it should be enough to strike fear in the hearts of those who use it. Unfortunately, many of them are too sick to care.
We have one district hospital, which was constructed in the 60s.
From that up to date, no renovation.
Our expectation is that the district is actually serving as a referral point for the neighboring districts and including also Sudan coming to Yumbe district. So our expectation was that the government is going to take over with the renovation and expansion of the hospital.
With the hospital fast crumbling, these expectations have grown obscure. They say when it rains, it pours. At this hospital, the saying is true even within its walls. Parts of the roof have since given way and water seeps through easily. Over time, the walls have been rotting too, and all that they need to finally give way is perhaps a strong wind.
That's why you see those weaknesses at the walls.
Jacinta Abalo, the in-charge in the maternity ward, says in a month, over 200 babies are delivered here.
I will receive referrals from lower units here.
It is a wonder then that they still carry out these deliveries in a hospital that time has taken its toll on. Cockroaches have made a home here, in a place that they will be left alone to multiply. This is supposed to be the bathroom.
They are supposed to suffer from here after delivery, but they are unable to bathe immediately because of the blockage sewage system, which is not working.
The sorry state of the hospital and the fact that the health centers in Yumbe are in such remote areas, retaining health workers has become difficult.
Presently, we recruited 2 doctors. They're supposed to go to the health center 4. One of the doctors reported. We took him to the health center 4. He looked around, told us, yes, he will come back. He went, and up to now he has not turned. Yumbe Hospital is supposed to have 11 doctors. But out of the 11 doctors, we only have 3 on the ground.
The hospital did not get to this state without a notice. In fact, there were promises of renovations that never amounted to anything.
World First and the World Bank, this hospital was earmarked to be rehabilitated. But along the way, it disappeared. And then, secondly,
there was this fund earmarked for the renovation of the hospital from Spain's government, 7 billion, which was not forthcoming.
Then there was also another funding which was supposed to come from the government of Italian Corporation. Along the way, it has disappeared.
President, also promised that Yumbe Hospital will be renovated. We are getting worried as to why that we are not in the final stages. We are not among us the list to be renovated.
This year, they learned that the Saudi government was taking the reins, but so far they see no indication.
There has been a lot of lack of intervention for quite long in a big number of these hospitals of that type. Yumbe, Kayunga, Busolwe, Gombe.
Dr. Asman Lukwago, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health, says that Yumbe is getting the top priority at the moment.
It will be done by the Arab Bank for Development. It's called Badea when you read it in France. These have already developed designs. Government is close to finalizing the negotiations. It's one of the hospitals which is going to be redone.
You're saying you're going to dismantle it totally?
Yeah, because for it has no strong infrastructure that needs to be rehabilitated. All the infrastructure in Yumbe is aged, and then by the time of its building, the buildings were not so much firm, like, for instance, the building in Nakaseke or Kayunga or Itojo.
The state of Yumbe Hospital is similar to Mityana Hospital, which also requires demolition. In the meantime, he has urged authorities to take to rehabilitating some of the buildings with the least damage.
At one time when we were starting to get capital development and I was working in Masaka, all the old buildings were painted, and it changed the whole image of the hospital until we started new construction.
Yumbe and Kayunga hospitals are to be completed using $40 million, about 100 billion shillings.
We need their patience. These things didn't happen yesterday. It is the consequence of wars which we fought, which damaged our economy, and then we had no capacity to support the rehabilitation of such hospitals.
They hope to turn this hospital into a state-of-the-art kind with all the modern equipment. They will, though, have to look at accessibility in terms of transport, because Yumbe is too far, with roads that are too, begging for some decent work.
Yumbe is one of the hard-to-reach districts. You managed to reach there. It was unbelievable when I saw the story. I said, how? Because even you media people, the place is so far, it's so remote, they don't go.
But while they look into actual plans to dissect the hospital, the district also needs lower health centers. On top of the one general hospital, the district has 1 health center 4, 8 health center 3s and 14 health center 2s to serve a population of about 580,000, including neighboring districts and 2 countries, Congo and South Sudan.
Whereas the Ministry of Health is saying no to construction of new facilities. We think for cases of Yumbe, it is paramount. We have evidence that really Yumbe district needs more health facilities.
Maybe they are yearning for health centers because the hospital is not functioning. And really, when we achieve that level, we'll be discussing with them. But I agree with them, they have a challenge.
Which needs no broken promises. The ministry's revelation is definitely going to leave them alert. Hopefully, they'll hear no more stories of their hospital getting scrapped off the list, as has been the case in the past. Florence and Yumbe, NTV.